It is 2 o'clock, so I will call to order the August 17th, 2021 meeting of the Development Waiver Review Committee. At this time, if anyone has any audible devices, if you would please turn those off to help our meeting go smoother. My name is Ann Lipman, and I am the Community Development Director and the chairperson of this committee, and I'll ask my fellow members to turn on their microphones and introduce themselves at this time.
Frank Baker, County Administrator.
Bruce Coyle, County Engineer.
Jason Phillips, County Attorney.
We do have two of our department heads who are members of this committee who are absent today, but we do have Ray Wooten from the Water System and Erica Parrish from Department of Transportation to answer any questions that the review committee may have. Our first item today is review of the minutes from the July 20th, 21 meeting. Has everyone had a chance to look at those? If there are no changes, I will take a motion for their approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve from Mr. Baker and a second from Mr. Coyle. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The minutes are carried by a vote of 3-0. Our first agenda item today is case number 2021-07-SBV, application by Jonathan Jones requesting a variance for the reduction of the 75-foot impervious buffer setback and encroach into the 50-foot county stream buffer for an in-ground pool. Property is located in land lot 312, District 3, Section 3, property address of 22 Sparkleberry Lane in Post 4. Is the applicant present?
Yes.
Okay. If you would just come to the podium, state your name, and present the case, and direct all comments and questions to me as the chair.
Good afternoon. My name is Will Summy with Elite Engineering, and I'm here to represent Summer Robich with her variance request. As stated, it's a variance request to encroach into the 75-foot buffer and for grading into the 50-foot buffer for an in-ground swimming pool. Our proposed mitigation is to install an infiltration trench to help in protecting the state waters that are adjacent to Miss Robich's backyard, and I'm open for any questions at this time.
Okay, thank you. Does anybody on the board have any questions?
That infiltration trench, she does understand it has to be built with the pool prior to getting CO on the final on the pool,
Yes.
and to divert all that impervious water, including roof drains, into this device, this filter.
Yes. I understand.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you. You can have a seat. At this point, I will ask if there is anyone else present wishing to speak on behalf of this application. At this time, is there anyone wishing to express opposition or has questions or concerns regarding this application? Does not appear that we have anyone, so I will consider the public comment portion closed. At this time, would any of the committee members like to make a motion on this request?
A motion we approve the request as submitted.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve from Mr. Coyle and a second from Mr. Baker. Are there any questions? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries by a vote of 3-0. Our second case today is case 2021-8-W, application by Reginald Creighton requesting a waiver of a right turn lane recommended by Pdot regulations for new developments. Property is located in land lot 267, District 19, Section 3. Property address is listed as 2425 Gold Mine Road at the intersection of Gold Mine Road and South Golden Parkway in Post 2. Is the applicant present? Okay, if you please come up to the podium and address all your questions and comments to me.
Good afternoon. My name is Reginald Creighton. I'm from Plan Engineering and Architecture. We are proposing to put a 4,000 square foot convenience store with gas at the intersection of South Golden Parkway and Gold Mine Road. Again, as you stated, currently the Paulding County DOT, they require a right turn lane be put in for any new developments, but we are right under the threshold. I think according to the Georgia Department of Transportation encroachment and driveway manual for right turn lanes, we are like at 198, and I think their requirement is 200. So we're requesting that that requirement be waived, so we can move forward with our development.
Okay, does anybody on the committee have any questions?
And you submitted a traffic report,
Yes, sir.
and in the back of that report, their final conclusion was recommend the lane. I don't know if you read that. I'm
Yeah, I
curious
did.
if
I
you
did. I
read
did.
that.
I think they were more so looking at the numbers. With it being so close to 200, we were, like I said, we were right at 198, just under the threshold of 200. And we still feel that with the volume of traffic that's on South Golden Parkway, we really don't think that a right turn lane will be needed. I think the speed limit on that road is 30 miles per hour or less. There's really no speed posted on there.
Actually, I was out there yesterday and it's 45.
It's on South Golden Parkway?
Yeah, not on South Golden Parkway, on
Gold Mine
Gold
Road.
Mine Road.
But they're requesting that to be put on South Golden Parkway, not Gold Mine.
Can I ask somebody in DOT to clarify for us where the turn lane's being proposed or requested? Yeah, sure.
So yes, ma'am, the right turn lane would be on Golden South Parkway.
Okay.
It would be.
Any other questions? Okay, thanks. Thank you both. At this time, is there anyone who would like to speak on behalf of this application? Is there anyone who would like to express opposition, has questions or concerns about the application? So please come up to the podium and state your name. And yeah, there is a sign-in sheet, so if you could sign in too, please.
I'll sign in for you. Oh, sure, sign for me. Can y'all hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
I talk loud. I have trouble hearing, but I do hear something.
Mine.
I am at Gold Mine Road, 2366, across from the Dollar General, on Gold Mine Road. Gold Mine Road, from that intersection past Scott's Market, which is going to be adjacent to where they want to put another service station.
Which we don't understand why.
This is what I'm going to play. Please forgive me for being long-winded. The situation I understand is there ain't enough room to put a service station in there like that. We don't need another service station. I live across the street from the Dollar General. Miss Krager, Post 2, knows me very well. I've been in that community since 1999. We were there before anything out there was built. We had 2 neighbors and the Yorkville Market. That was it. Since then, we've had several thousand homes built in that area, communities. There's still land to be developed right next to me. They're talking about another community putting it in. The store over there, Scott's Market, we listen to loud music, loud language. I'm talking vulgar language. We have trash in that community brought by them 2 stores. We don't understand why they're going to put another one when we have that problem. They don't need that many gas stations in that community. It is a small residential area in Paulding County that allowed a small business park to be placed in there under restrictions. And they do pretty well on it. The Dollar General, however, was put on Gold Mine Road to get away from that restrictions, but we've since then got them to comply. We have fought with them since they were built, the station since they were built. I lost a $5,000 full-blooded Arabian park horse because of trash ingested in her digestive system. You can't get it out. You put the animal down. It cost me $600 to put her down. Cost me another $5 to bury her. Right there on that farm, which was okayed by the county. They do it all over them for. I am a horse farm. We have fought the county, the power companies, the garbage, the traffic, the destruction of the community from dirt bikes, and now you want to put a gas station of 4,000 square feet on a corner of that area.
Yeah, and the sign was down there by Yorkville Market saying they were going to put it there. Oh, welcome, a BP station right beside Yorkville Market. Now the sign's gone. Yorkville Market did an update on their building. Looked like they were trying to spruce things up so they won't get shut out of business. And now you're going to put that there across the street from another gas station? That makes sense.
I understand that you, it sounds like your main concern is the location of this gas station.
Oh, yes, ma'am. The
today,
traffic.
sir, let me speak.
Okay.
Today, we are considering whether or not to waive the requirement that they have a turn lane on Golden South Parkway.
Okay.
Do you have any questions or
Yeah.
concerns about the turn lane on Golden South Parkway?
Yes, ma'am. That street corner of Golden South Parkway, Gold Mine Road, and 113.
Yeah, 101.
At Scottsville Market, it becomes a state highway.
Mm-hmm.
Back this way, it's a county highway. When they built 278 4-lane, that's where all business needs to go, not in our community. I've been there 22 years. I understand growth of communities. I come out of Cobb County. After being there 45 years, my daddy was there for 60 years. But anyway, I pay my taxes 100%. I'm a law-abiding citizen. Probably the best law-abiding citizen there. Now let me give you a little bit of history about myself.
No.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
When we moved out there, we had school buses stopping at my driveway.
Sir, again, I hate to stop you, but
I
the question
understand.
is,
I'm trying to get to you. I'm trying to be
so
long-winded,
please,
not to be.
We only have 15 minutes for opposition.
Okay.
You've used
They
7.
don't have enough room for a turning lane to go in there.
Okay.
Period. The road's not long enough. There's not enough width, road frontage. The corner lot, Dollar General put a store road through the property right there in front of it. So are they going to tear that road up and come to the highway?
And turn around in our driveway some more?
We can't deal with this traffic.
We will get that question answered by someone from Paulding County Department of Transportation. But what this board is asked to do today is to determine if a waiver should be granted to eliminate a turn lane into this proposed business from Golden South Parkway.
No, because you're going to have more accidents.
That's what I'm
That's the
getting
thing.
at. That is a high-risk area.
I don't care
So
what their little
Golden-
study says.
So
we
we-
Mine
we have
Road
accidents. when
is
we
the
see.
most dangerous highway in the county.
That's
It's
right.
on the computer's own website, the most dangerous road in the county. When we moved out there was a lot of crashes right there at that intersection. They have come in there and put a divider between the Dollar General and our properties up the middle of the road to try to stop that kind of problem. They're running over them. They don't abide by them. They're still making turns out of the Dollar General which way they shouldn't. Are they going to do that at the station? The turning lane, the right turning lane. You don't have enough road from where they want the turning lane to the stop sign. The turning lane will be too close to the stop sign and the intersection.
Okay. Is there anything else about the turn lane on Golden South Parkway that you would like to state or ask a question?
There's no lanes painted on that road. There's no light at that road. No intersections, and they're going to put a roundabout out there. What's that going to do? Are they going to tear that divider down to put a turning lane up Gold Mine Road?
We will
and let
ask
it all
someone
come
from
back?
our DOT to come up and try to address that question.
I thank you very much. I feel I wasted my time.
Is there anyone else present who would like to speak in opposition or has questions or concern regarding this application? If not, Erica, sorry, do you think you could come try to address some of the questions? And again, our request today is to waive a turn lane into this business from Golden South Parkway.
Correct. So the turn lane that is actually being requested that would be waived is, if you look at the map up there and you see Scott's store and coming from Gold Mine, you look at the two driveways that are coming down Gold Mine, Golden South,
That's me.
right there,
No, right there. That's
on that map.
what he's saying.
That's where the main entrance for the new gas station would go. Now, they're asking to waive a turn lane coming from 101 up Golden South to turn into the proposed gas station. So that area right there, if there's not enough right of way, it would be, the developers would be required, if the waiver committee did not agree to the waiver, for them to purchase the right of way to be able to fit in the required length and width of a deceleration lane to access that parcel. So that's the area, that's the only area that they've come to ask for some type of waiver for, that area right there where they're kind of highlighting that piece. So there would be, they are fairly close to the property line, so it would be a requirement if a deceleration lane is not, if the waiver is not granted, then they would have to work with an adjacent property owner to possibly obtain some additional property to construct that turn lane for additional right-of-way or easements to get into that parcel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But while you're up there, does anybody on the board have any questions?
Ms. Paris, were you able to pull any accident statistics out in that area?
I did not. No, sir.
Other than the opposition that we've had, has there been any other opposition on this?
We're not aware of any other opposition.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you.
Parrish.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, at this time, we have had our input from the applicant as well as some comments from the public. Would anyone on the committee like to make a motion at this time?
Make a motion to deny.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion from Mr. Baker and a second from Mr. Coyle to deny this request. Is there any questions? If not, all those in favor of the motion to deny this request signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? None. The motion is denied by a vote of 3-0. Our next case today is case 2021-9-W. It is application by James R. Castle requesting a modification of waiver requirements to build a fourth home off of a 30-foot easement. Property is located in land lot 343, District 1, Section 3. Property address is 1824 Austin Bridge Road, located in Post 3. Is the applicant present? Okay. If you could please state your name, sign in, and address any of your comments to me.
You got it. Okay, my name is Jim Castle, and I'm the applicant for the waiver for the fourth house being built on the 30-foot easement. It's a family property, and I want to gift that land to my daughter and have her build a house there. I would appreciate the request. Thank you.
Okay. Does anybody on the board have any questions?
The existing easement, is your house off the easement also, or who owns the easement? Is it through several people?
I do.
You do?
Yes,
So you have road frontage all the way out
that's correct.
to the highway?
Yes, sir.
And do you have any type of maintenance agreement among family members that it's all family right now that use
It's all on family, and it's all on Dad. Which I'm the dad. He has a Massey Ferguson tractor that maintains that road pretty nicely.
And as far as you know, they'll have no problem assisting you with maintenance on that?
No, they will not.
And no further subdivision intended out there.
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. At this time, is there anyone present who would like to speak on behalf of this application? At this time, is there anyone wishing to express opposition or has questions or concerns regarding the application? Okay, the public comment portion of this is closed. Would anyone on the committee like to make a motion?
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve by Mr. Baker and a second by Mr. Coyle. Are there any questions? If not, I will take a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? There are none. The motion to grant a fourth house off an easement is approved by unanimous vote. Our last case today is case 2021-10-W. It is application by Jonathan Jones requesting a waiver of curb and gutter and streetlight requirements on 20 feet of public road and a reduction of lot size on an easement from 2-acre lots to 1-acre lots for lots 13 and 15. This property is located in land lot 271, District 3, Section 3, Development Regulation Article number 5.9.1 and 5.13.6. Property is located on the north side of Dabbs Bridge Road and west of Cartersville Highway and Post 4. There are two requests associated with this item. I will ask my members if they would like to take these together or separately, and if I could make a motion that we take them separately.
I'll second that
I'll make
motion.
that. Okay. All in favor to take these two requests separately signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, we will first take the request to waive the curb and gutter and street light requirements on 20 feet of public road. Is the applicant present? Okay, if you would please come forward and address the first item on your request.
Yes. Back again. Yes. And Saddle Ridge is a proposed equestrian community off of Dabbs Bridge Road, between Highway 61 and Harmony Grove Church Road, as you stated. The intent's to build custom homes on 33 acres of land, and the rest in the center area of approximately 13 acres will be an equestrian center where homeowners are allowed to keep private horses and a private barn. And the first waiver that we're seeking today is for a reduction of the curb and gutter and street lights on a 20-foot public road. I'll reserve the rest of my time to take questions or for rebuttal.
Okay, thank you. At this time, does anyone have the Board of Commissioners, the Development Waiver Review Committee, sorry, I just promoted us all, have any questions for the applicant?
I wanted to make sure you knew, when you don't have curb and gutter on the road, you wind up with putting in 22-foot of asphalt and 30-foot radiuses where they do tie in. I don't know if you knew that was a requirement when you drop the curb and gutter.
Yes, sir.
Likewise, ditch section, along there, we still want a shoulder and then the ditch, not the ditch at the edge of pavement.
Yes,
Just
the
wanted to make sure
typical
the
4-foot
standard.
county shoulder.
I didn't see a cross-section of what the road would look like, and that's why I was questioning those items.
Yes, we'll make sure to have in the typical 4-foot shoulder. I believe, is that what you're referring to, or 13-foot shoulder, however you reference it?
And it is private gated community, is that your intentions? It's labeled private road.
The road is public.
Public road?
It's a public road.
Okay. And then you're gonna put a 60-foot right-of-way on that road?
We have a 50-foot right-of-way. It doesn't look like it was built into this section, but we sent an updated plan over to zoning at their request that showed the 50-foot right-of-way that zoning requested to see.
Well, usually on ditch section, non-curb and gutter roads, should have a 60-foot right-of-way, 22-foot of asphalt. And then it seems like an expensive road to get just lots on one side. And was there no way to make 2-acre lots with the easement available for the equestrian part back there? You know, that's, could have had 2-acre lots and put an easement on the back half of the lots for the equestrian stuff.
Well, I think the goal here is to, obviously also with the stream coming through the middle makes it a little hard, not wanting to try to cross that as much as possible. And that's why the road only comes in one way instead of looping all the way around, is to mitigate crossing the on-site stream. But the goal without the 1-acre lots was just to, or to go down from 1-acre lots to 2, was to try to create lots that allowed for a good sized community, but also left this middle area open without encroaching on it too much, leaving enough space that each resident could have a barn and horses on it.
You know, confined feeding barn with the R2 zoning, you've got 150-foot setback off property lines for those. You know, so I was curious as to where some of the people would put their barns. You anticipate all of them building a barn?
I do not know if they anticipate all of them
barn,
building the homes, probably
combination.
joint barns or common ones, but they do have the option.
Any other questions from the committee?
I just want to reiterate what Mr. Quilla said. So the waiver is, the request of waiver is for the curb and gutter and not to reduce it to 20 feet.
No, sir, it's not. We'll be amenable to 22-foot roads with the ditch sections.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that.
Yes, sir.
In
Thank you.
60-foot right-of-way?
Yes, sir.
And just to clarify one thing, y'all divided into 2 issues you're considering today. When you arrive at the second one, and that is reducing the minimum acreage size from 2 acres to 1 acre, my opinion is that's not something that can be waived. That is set as the bare minimum. It's not waiving a design standard, it's waiving the minimum set by ordinance, and I don't believe that this committee has the authority to grant such a waiver.
Okay. At this point, thank you, Will. I will ask if there is anyone who would like to speak on behalf of the first part of this waiver, which is to waive the curb and gutter and street light requirements for the proposed road. Is there anyone who would like to speak expressing opposition or has questions and concerns about waiver of the curb and gutter and street light requirements on the proposed public road? Okay. Seems the public comment portion is concluded. At this time on our first waiver, would anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that. Are there any questions? If not, at this time, all those in favor of waiving the curb and gutter and street light requirements for this proposed road, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. That request is approved by a vote of 3-0. The second portion of this request is to reduce the lot size on an easement from 2-acre lots to 1-acre lots for lots 13 and 15 that are shown on the diagram that we have up on the screen. If the applicant would like to come forward and comment on this part of the waiver.
Yes, so the second request for our waiver is to the east side of the site. You will see lots 13, 14, and 15. They are accessed currently from a proposed easement, and our request is to downsize from 2 acres to 1 acres, the minimum allowed lot size on an easement.
Okay, I think you heard our county attorney's review of this, but I do want to ask what the hardship is on having the 1 acre versus 2 acre lots.
The hardship there is, again, we're kind of forced down that size by the creek, not wanting to extend lot sizes that would go beyond the creek and really eat into the land, is just to provide this area to them and protect from those state waters on site.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone present who would like to speak in favor of the request to reduce the lot size on the easement from 2 acres to 1 acre for lots 13 to 15? If not, is there anyone who would like to speak expressing opposition or has questions or concerns about reducing the lot size? Okay, sir, please come up to the podium. There's a sign-in sheet. If you'd please sign your name and then state your name and address all comments to me.
I'm going to sign in first.
Okay.
My name is Glenn Gaines, and I live in the subdivision directly across the street from this, and have lived there for quite a few years. And this land was sold more than once, and as I remember, the land would not perk for houses on that. To reduce the number, or to reduce your lot size, would increase the amount of percolation required for the same amount of property. The second thing with the animals there is you have not left enough room, and the people have not even guesstimated at the number of animals that will be there. They, without a limit, you could have 5 horses per house. That land can't take that herd of horses. And I think this is an ill-conceived on a piece of property that will not support the plan. And basically, the rest of the houses around there in the subdivisions, like mine, are all 2 acre lots. And I request that that remain the same and designated for 2 acres on this. And also, without sewage attached to this, and if it comes to sewage attached to it, who pays for the sewage? I would request that the county not pay for sewage installation on this, but it be added to the price of each lot. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to express opposition or has questions or concerns about this request to reduce the required lot size from 2 acres to 1 acre? Okay.
And this is lots 13 and 14.
And 15. All 3. All lots 13, 14, and 15.
has road.
That's true. It has road frontage on Dabbsbridge Road. Thoughts, Jason?
Yeah, lots 13 and 14 would be the only one without frontage, which is the reason private access easement is being requested, which is the reason why the 2 acre minimum applies. So 15 is not in need of an easement, so 15
Okay.
really doesn't apply to it.
Okay, so we only need to determine if a waiver of the lot size for 13 and 14 is required.
Yes.
Good catch, Bruce. Thank you. There was Mr. Gaines did ask a couple of questions. I'll first ask Ray with the water system. Do you know if there's any plans for sewage to be installed in this area at the present time? Okay, there's not any plans for sewage to be installed at this time. If the applicant would come up, I did have a question from the last speaker. Do you have any idea what the number of animals that would be allowed per house?
I do not have a specific number of what would be allowed per house.
Okay.
I mean, the developer's available by phone if I need to reach out and try
Okay.
to contact him in regards
I don't
to
think,
it.
I mean, the property is zoned R2, there would be limits to the number of
Yes.
horses, I think, based on that, so
Mhm.
it was a question to ask, so I just wanted to.
I don't think they've imposed any restrictions on
And-
what they would allow outside of R2.
I have there will be an HOA or some organization that will take care of that middle property. I would assume.
Yeah, I would
It's
assume,
common
I do not
space.
have an answer as to a specific HOA or what the design of that would look like, but that someone would have to help and go for maintenance of that property.
I mean, your developer has no intentions of selling off that middle piece.
No, sir, it will be part of this community.
Any other questions? Thank you. Okay, that concludes the public comment portion as well as questions by the committee. At this point, would anyone like to make a motion on our second request?
I make a motion we deny the request for the reduced lot sizes for lot 13 and 14.
Okay,
I'll second.
we have a motion by Mr. Coyle and a second by Mr. Baker to deny reducing the minimum lot size for lots 13 and 14. Are there any questions? If not, all those in favor of denying this request, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. That motion carries by a vote of 3-0. That is our last item on today's meeting. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to adjourn from Mr. Baker and a second from Mr. Coyle. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.